The screen flickers, white static, a breath, then silence. I don't remember pressing record. The file name reads EMP4. Jonas said it was just a dinner, an exchange of ideas, a private club for those who've seen too much. But the coordinates blink like a heartbeat. My reflection delays in the monitor, half a second behind, breathing when I don't. What records before the camera turns on? I move closer, see pixels split apart, forming my face, then not my face. My eyes blink twice, but the reflection doesn't. The air hums, soft and warm, like breath against glass. A car engine idles outside. I don't remember ordering one. The window shows a figure standing still beside it, face hidden by fog. The message repeats again. One seat left. Don't be late. I grab my coat. Though I'm not cold. As I step into the car, the reflection in the window remains behind, watching, still smiling. The forest swallows the signal first. No GPS, no bars, just static. The driver hasn't spoken, not once. His hands, gloved in black leather, grip the wheel too tight. I ask how much longer. He doesn't answer. Outside, trees bend toward the car as if listening. Then the road opens. A clearing shaped like an eye. In its center stands a mansion, tall and bone pale. Windows flickering with candlelight. A single figure waits at the door. She wears a crimson dress that catches the light like flame. She doesn't wave, doesn't move, just watches as the car stops. The driver whispers, "You're expected." When I turn to thank him, the seat beside me is empty. The door opens on its own. The scent hits me first, rosemary, iron, and something sweet beneath it. The hallway stretches endlessly, lit by chandeliers that hum softly. Dr. Morella Kane smiles with surgical precision. "Elias Vane," she says. Her voice sounds rehearsed, like a recording loop. "You came hungry." She guides me toward a long dining room where 7 seats are set. Each guest wears a mirrored mask. Silver faces reflecting me from every angle. One nods. Another laughs softly. "Welcome, brother," someone says. I can't tell who. When I look back toward the hallway, the front door is gone. The first course arrives. Black plates, silver lids. Morella lifts hers first. Beneath it lies nothing but a folded piece of paper. Each guest follows suit. 7 notes, 7 sighs. My plate remains untouched. "Read yours," she says. I open the lid. No note, just a small mirror. In it, my reflection stares back, mouth moving, though I stay still. The reflection whispers, "Eat before it eats you." My throat tightens. The other guests begin to hum, low and vibrating, a wordless chant that feels older than language. Morella claps once. The hum stops. "Now," she says, smiling faintly, "we begin." The candles flicker as if exhaling. Morella raises her glass. "To hunger," she says. They repeat it in unison. "To hunger." She studies me. "You've sought knowledge where it's forbidden, Elias. You've devoured what was meant to stay unseen. Now the question remains, how far will you eat?" I don't answer. My reflection inside the mirror plate does. It smiles and whispers, "All the way." A cold draft sweeps through the hall, dimming every flame but one. Morella's eyes gleam gold in the dark. "Good," she murmurs. Then let the first taste begin. The mirror on my plate cracks, like glass under teeth. The table hums as if alive. Plates tremble with invisible breath. Morella clinks her glass once, and the mirrored guests tilt their heads toward me. Every reflection catching my face, multiplied into infinite versions. Each course reveals a truth, she says. The truth you've hidden will decide your flavor. Her words echo through me. Servers glide in silent, barefoot, faces covered in gauze. They set down bowls filled with dark broth that smells faintly metallic. I watch one servant's hand tremble. Something beneath the gauze writhes. When I blink, it's gone. I lift the spoon. I lift the spoon. The broth ripples, forming letters. My name, backwards. Elias E. Sale. Morella smiles. You see it now, don't you? What's been watching you? The broth trembles again. I hear breathing from the bowl. A man across from me, mask labeled hunger, leans forward. We dine on honesty here, he says. His voice scrapes like rust. Tell us what you've stolen. I stammer something about research, philosophy, data scraping. But he shakes his head. Not files, faces. He gestures toward my reflection on the silverware. It moves again, smiling wide. Morella watches in silence. Every truth consumes, she whispers. Yours just started chewing. The lights dim. The guests remove their gloves, revealing fingers smeared in ink-black residue. They smear it across their masks, forming strange runes. Morella lifts her hand. The runes glow faintly red. The hum in the table deepens. The second course arrives on white plates. Thin slices of translucent flesh. It looks human. Morella watches me closely. It's symbolic, she assures. A communion of memory. I hesitate. The masked guest labeled memory speaks softly. It tastes like everything you forgot. My hand moves on its own, raising the fork. The texture isn't meat. It's cold, rubbery, and tastes faintly like static. Behind my eyes, images flicker. My old videos, the comments, the one I deleted after Jonah disappeared. His voice whispers now, distorted. You filmed it, Elias. You fed the feed. The lights above buzz, bulbs pulsing like a failing heartbeat. Morella's smile doesn't fade. Someone begins to laugh. A dry, metallic sound. The masked guest labeled flesh stands, raises his plate, and presses the remaining slices against his mask. The pieces fuse, pulse, then vanish into the mirrored surface. See, Morella says. Reflection and consumption are one. The table creaks. I feel something moving beneath it. The gauze masked servants step closer, circling us, humming in low, broken tones. One leans toward me. Beneath the gauze, I glimpse an eye, not human, glossy and rotating like a lens. Smile, it whispers. I do, involuntarily. My reflection in the wine glass moves first. And this time, it speaks aloud. My glass shatters. The reflection that spoke now peers from every shard, whispering in sync. You shouldn't have come hungry. Morella rises, glass in hand. Our main course awaits, but before the taste, confession. She gestures, and the mirrored guests remove their masks one by one. Behind each is not flesh, but screens. Faces flickering with recorded versions of themselves, laughing, crying, looping, endlessly. My breath catches. Jonah's face appears on one of them, pixelated, glitching, trapped mid-scream. Morella steps closer. He sent you because he couldn't swallow the truth. But you will. The lights snap off. In the dark, something wet breathes beside my ear. The lights return in slow, stuttering flickers. Frames instead of moments. The table looks unchanged, yet the air has thickened. Syrup slow. The guests now speak in whispers that don't match their lips. The screens that replace their faces cycle through images. Childhood memories, hospital rooms, police archives. Morella stands behind me. You wanted to see beyond data, she says. Now you'll taste what's behind it. The servers bring in covered trays. Steam rises, carrying a scent like burned sugar and blood. The lids lift in unison, revealing raw strips of film reels, tangled and dripping. My own voice plays faintly from somewhere within the pile. What do you remember, Elias? Morella asks. I whisper, everything. And the reels begin to twitch. Each reel plays a life. Mine, theirs, overlapping. The screens show things I never filmed. A room filled with static. A figure sleeping where I should be. My own face speaking to Marella through grainy feet. "This dinner," she says, "is the archive of your hunger. Every bite you consumed fed us." The guest, labeled Time, laughs softly, voice distorted. "You've already eaten yourself." The laughter spreads, mechanical and human at once. I try to stand, but the chair grips my wrists like hands. The film reels wind themselves around my arms, tightening with a wet hiss. My blood hums like a machine warming up. Morella leans close. "Good," she whispers. "Now, you're ready to taste the truth." The reels snap tight, flooding the room with moving images. My old vlogs, the hidden footage Jonah once found, every deleted moment returning. My mouth opens, but static spills out instead of sound. Morella paces slowly, glass of red wine in hand. "Truth is just data unfiltered," she says. "But you, Elias, you let it rot. You watched pain, labeled it philosophy, and called it enlightenment. The screen faces nod in unison. The gauze-masked servants remove their wrappings, revealing pale, eyeless sockets glowing faintly with code lines. "You uploaded them," Morella continues. "Now they'll download you." I scream, but the noise only plays back an instant later, warped and reversed. The room warps. The walls pulse like lungs. Each guest's screen face turns toward me, showing one memory. Jonah screaming in front of the same table. Morella snaps her fingers, and the sound echoes endlessly. "He refused the main course," she says. "He deleted the file. You retrieved it." My stomach twists. She slides a silver dome toward me. "Your dish." Steam curls up, revealing a heart-shaped mass, black and glossy. It beats faintly, syncs with my pulse. I realize I can hear my own heartbeat through the speakers. "Eat," Morella commands softly. "Feed your hunger, or let it feed on you." The heart opens an eye. The eye on the plate blinks once. I recoil, but my reflection leans forward, smiling. "You already tasted it," it says. When you clicked play, the film reels unravel from my arms, slithering across the floor, wrapping the guest's legs. Morella raises her glass again. "To consumption." The guests repeat her. "To consumption." Their voices distort into mechanical whines. The walls melt into screens, showing one endless loop. Me at this table, forever mid-bite. My reflection stands behind me, now, full-bodied, breathing. It places its hand on my shoulder. "I told you." It whispers. The feed always eats back. Then the lights cut to black. Only the eye still glowing. Darkness lingers just long enough to become silence. When the lights rise again, the room is smaller. The table has changed. Its surface no longer wood, but flesh, breathing in shallow rhythm. Plates sink slightly with each inhale. Morella stands at the head, eyes glimmering gold. "Now," she says, "the feast remembers." Each guest's screen face flickers to show one organ. Heart, lungs, brain, glitching like corrupted footage. "Every truth devours itself," Morella continues. "Tonight you'll meet what you've been feeding." The gauze-masked servants return, carrying covered platters that drip red down their arms. I realize it isn't wine. The lids lift in unison. Each platter holds a piece of me. I recognize the fragments. Scars on skin I've never seen but feel. Morella lifts a small object from her platter. A heart, still beating, black veins glistening. "This is your desire," she says. "You gave it to us with every click, every upload." The guests hum again, slow and mechanical. Their screen faces sync, displaying the same image. My old videos spliced with moments that never existed. Me, smiling at things I don't remember filming. You asked for truth, Morella says, but truth needs flesh. The heart on her plate stops. The heart in my chest falters with it. The air thickens into warmth. My breath catches. Morella walks behind me, whispering, "Your hunger was never knowledge. It was witness." Her fingers trail across my shoulders, leaving faint smears of crimson light. The room seems to pulse in rhythm with my heartbeat, but slower. I realize it is not my pulse anymore. It's the table's. The guests begin to eat, tearing small pieces of their digital plates, chewing in perfect sync. The sound is soft but wrong, like wet paper. I try to move, but my legs won't respond. Morella kneels beside me, close enough that I can smell the sweetness of wine on her breath. "Now," she says, "taste yourself." I open my mouth to refuse, but my reflection, standing across the table, moves first. It smiles, picks up the fork, and mimics me. The motion syncs perfectly, except it doesn't stop when I do. It stabs the heart on Morella's plate and brings it to its lips. I feel the taste before it touches. Iron, salt, smoke, static. My body convulses. Every screen face flickers faster. Morella watches with the calm of a scientist observing a test subject. "You see," she says softly, "truth was never a thing to know. It was always something to eat," the reflection chews. I choke. The lights burst white. When vision returns, the table is empty. Morella stands alone, wine glass half full, her reflection perfectly aligned with mine. "You've been served," she says. The room contracts, walls folding like origami of flesh and shadow. The guests vanish one by one, their screen faces flickering out with electronic sighs. Only the humming remains. Morella steps closer, placing her hand over my chest. "The hunger's satisfied," she murmurs. For now, the flesh table hardens beneath me, transforming back to polished wood. She leans in, lips almost brushing my ear. "Remember, Elias, every viewer is a guest. Every file feeds." She raises her glass. "Now, let the next course find you." Silence stretches like glass. The candles flicker back to life, shorter now, as if hours have passed. I'm still seated, but everything feels staged. Too clean, too still. Morella's voice drifts from somewhere unseen. "Did you enjoy the taste of truth?" she asks. I search the table. Empty. Only faint impressions remain where plates once rested. "Where's everyone?" I whisper. "Watching," she replies. The walls shimmer. Their color drains until the whole room resembles the inside of a computer screen, flat and glowing. Every surface begins showing recordings of me, arriving, sitting, breathing. Then she steps into view again, smiling as if nothing's changed. "Now you see the archive for what it is," she says. A mirror that never stops recording. I stand. The screens follow my movement, replaying it seconds later. "This can't be real," I say. "Nothing here is," Morella answers. "It's memory rendered visible." She waves her hand. The images shift. Snapshots from every video I've ever made. Each view counter blinks. 1, 2, 3. Infinity. "You called it curiosity," she continues. But it was faith. Faith that the unseen would answer back. The screens ripple like water disturbed by wind. Behind the ripples, something vast watches from the dark. Outlines of faces, countless and silent. I ask, "Who are they?" She smiles gently. "Your audience." The faces on the screens begin whispering. 1,000 overlapping voices, every comment, every question I ever ignored. "Do you see us?" They murmur. "Did you ever?" Morella moves closer, her expression almost kind. "Every search leaves a trace," she says. "You thought you were exploring, but you were being mapped. My throat tightens. The whispers merge into one phrase, steady and rhythmic. Stay online. The glow intensifies until the floor vanishes beneath our feet, replaced by a vast grid of light stretching forever. Morella steps onto it without fear. The feed doesn't end, she says. It loops, forever curious. Can I leave? I ask. The question echoes endlessly across the grid. Morella turns. Leave, she repeats. You're already stored. She touches her temple. A thin line of light connects us, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. Images flood my vision. Every path, every click, every late night. Search rendered as glowing threads. You fed it stories, she says. And now it feeds you back. I see versions of myself walking distant corridors of light, repeating the same gesture, the same words. Which one is me? I whisper. Morella answers without hesitation. All of them. Then she fades into the brightness. The light dims. The grid beneath me collapses into darkness. Only one screen remains. A single, hovering rectangle showing my apartment, empty except for my reflection. The reflection turns and looks directly at me. You should stop recording, it says softly. But you won't. The screen flickers. I see my hand reach toward a camera switch. Before I touch it, the image cuts to black. A small line of text appears across the void. Dinner saved successfully. A gentle voice, hers, whispers. Bon appetit, Elias. I wake up at my desk. The file's still open. Morning light seeps through my curtains as if testing the room for truth. I don't remember sleeping. My computer hums softly, still showing the paused video of the dinner. The clock blinks 12, frozen. I press play, but nothing happens. The image remains still except for one thing. A reflection moving in the glass behind me. I turn. Empty. The air smells faintly of candle wax and stat. My phone vibrates once with a new message. Return to finish the meal. I whisper to the empty room. There was no meal. A faint knock answers from inside the screen. I step outside to clear my head. The street feels deserted. Every sound distant. A delivery van idles across the road, plain white, no markings. The driver's window rolls down just enough to slide out an envelope. Inside, a single flash drive glints silver. My name is etched on it. I hesitate, then pocket it. Clouds drift low, sunlight flickering in fragments. The whole neighborhood feels paused between breaths. A voice inside my mind repeats Morella's words. Every viewer is a guest. I wonder, am I still watching or being watched? Back home, I plug the drive in. The screen fills with a calm blue symbol. A circle made of tiny dots, spinning slowly. A voice emerges from the speakers, soft, almost mechanical. Welcome back, Elias. It sounds like Morella, but layered with echoes of others. The guests, the viewers, me. The symbol expands, then breaks apart into words. The offering. My hands hover over the keyboard. Each key glows briefly as if waiting for permission. When I touch one, a new window opens showing a live feed of my own room. No camera is on. Something behind the feed breathes. A notification appears. Would you like to see what they see? Two options blink. Yes, no. I should close it. But the cursor moves on its own, selecting yes. The feed shifts to an aerial view of a forest, the same road from the night I arrived. At its center stands the mansion, doors open, light pouring out. A voice, hers again, says, "Some doors don't close." They wait. The screen zooms closer until it fills with white light. For a moment, I see myself standing at the entrance. A new recording of a moment that hasn't happened yet. The image fades to black, but the cursor keeps blinking. Then new text appears. Every story needs a second author. I look around my desk. Though no recording runs, a gentle hum fills the room. Not from the computer, but the walls themselves, as if they're waiting to speak. I say, "Who's writing with me?" The screen responds one word at a time: "You are." Then the monitor shows 2 chairs at a long table, both empty, a single candle burning between them. The flame tilts toward me, and the screen shuts off. Dawn again. Or maybe it never stopped being dawn. My apartment glows in the same pale tone as the mansion's candles. Every surface hums softly, like a computer in sleep mode. I touch the monitor, cold, smooth, waiting. The word, "continue," pulses faintly on screen. I whisper, "What happens if I do?" A familiar voice answers from the speaker, calm and distant. "Then you finish what began." Outside the window, the city seems paused. Cars frozen, mid-turn. Birds suspended mid-flight. Time for now is buffering. I step to the window. Below, the white sedan from that first night waits again, engine running without smoke. Inside, through tinted glass, sits no one. Just a folded note on the seat. My reflection in the window reaches for it while I stay still. For the first time, I understand. The recordings were never proof of the dinner. They were invitations repeated until accepted. The reflection mouths, "One more seat." I blink, and the street resumes motion. The car gone, only tire marks fading into sunlight. The computer chimes softly. A new file appears on screen. The feast ends. .mp4. My hands hover over the keyboard. No prompts, no voice, just quiet expectancy. When I open it, the screen shows a tranquil dining room. Empty, chairs neatly pushed in. Only one figure enters, Dr. Morella Kane. She looks directly at the lens. "Every curiosity completes a circle," she says. "You may step out of it, or stay inside forever, listening." She raises a glass, and for an instant, her reflection becomes mine. Then both dissolve into light. A wind passes through the room, though no window is open. The monitors, phone, and even the clock hum in unison, like a single quiet chord resolving. I realize I'm smiling, not out of joy, but understand. Whatever the dinner was, it wasn't meant to frighten. It was a mirror asking a question. How much of you lives online, and how much remains? The hum fades. Screens power down, one by one, until only reflection remains. I face it and whisper, "I'm finished." The reflection nods once, satisfied. When I open the apartment door, the hallway smells of rain. Footsteps echo faintly, mine or someone else. I carry nothing but calm. The city outside moves again, quietly normal. People walk, cars honk, sunlight spills on wet pavement. Yet, every window I pass reflects not me, but the empty table from the recording, set for one, candle waiting. Maybe that's the price of curiosity. Every answer leaves a seat open for the next guest. I breathe, step into the light, and for the first time in days, the world feels real.